Okay, so I'm making a video on the faction. I'm gonna try and keep it to as quick as a video as I can, um, just because I don't like them getting too long. So I'm gonna run over each tab on the faction, what each tab means, how we can um, develop the things in those tabs, and just a basic concept of the things on the tabs. So starting with the faction tab, of course, as you can see down here, this is just the news. You can have the attacking news as well. As you can see, we can see who's attacked who. This little plus means um, like it's an extra for the respect, but I'll explain that in the chaining video. So we can just see who's attacked who. If it says attacked, that means that they won. But if it says attacked but lost, that means that obviously they've lost. So if it's a green attack, then the person who's attacked has won. Um, I mean, you guys probably won't look at this too often, but I thought I'd show you it just so you can see it. Then we have funds, but you don't have to worry about that. This is just who deposits money and who I give money to. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see all these, to be honest, at the rank you're at, but I'll show you it anyway. The crimes, memberships, so you can just see who's applied, who's got what rank. Then we have the info tab. Now, I am going to create some sort of timer that counts down to when we are going to chain. Now, I don't know whether to do it so it counts down to when we're going to chain, or whether to just put here, like chaining at such and such total time. But I think it's going to end up being a timer just because that helped me when I used to be in a faction. We are going to change this picture too. This was completely temporary. It's just because we haven't actually got a picture yet, or um, we haven't done that yet. Okay, so territory, don't worry about. This is when we get to the higher ranks. This is when we start to do wars and stuff like that, and we war for territories. But this, like a lot of people who are new, worry about wars. If you join a faction, they will most likely war because a lot of factions do. But we are going to stay away from warring for a long time, probably 2 years, because we want to get all our benefits down before we actually even look at warring, and we want to get your guys' stats to as high as we can. So don't worry about this. Ranks. This is as you can see, the warring, as I've just been talking about. So here it says how many we've won, which is 0 because we're unranked. But you can click enlist and we go into a war. Now, well, I can click it, you guys can't, of course. So, yeah, again, don't worry about that. So, we've got crimes. Sorry, I just had to cut there because I started coughing. I'm going to show you how this works really quickly, just because it's quite simple, but some people might not understand it even when I explain it. So, on your end, you don't have to worry about any of this. It's completely passive. You can help us with it, but you don't have to. So, as you can see, this is the amount of people. This is the time, so this is in hours. And this is the respect gained and the cash gained. So, whatever cash you gain from this, we are going to split um, with whoever's involved. So, that's good. So, say, for instance, we get people doing one of the later ones, like down here, then you'll be earning, a couple of million a week just from this. But I'll talk about that in a second. So how it works is I click plan, and as you can see, here's all you guys here. I'm going to start putting people in them now, actually. So I can go ahead and choose 2 people to do it, and then I hit begin planning. Now, if you're one of these two, you'll see on your screen now, you've got a notification, which if I go here, let me see if I can find it there. You'll get this notification right here, and you will get this little blue thing up here that counts down. Now, when that hits 0, it'll just turn green and it'll say ready. So you can, if you want, click there, which will bring you to here. Look, I'll show you. So click there, it brings you to here. You can find, and the status will say ready. Click details, and as you can see, it says I'm okay and Merle's okay, and then you can click initiate crime. The only way this will change from okay is if you're traveling. So if one of you guys is traveling, it'll say traveling. Now, we do ask that you try to get back here for the time that it says. If it is a little bit after, don't worry about it. But we do ask just don't leave this for like 7, 8 hours, because it's not really fair. Because if the other person decides I'm not going to fly for the next hour and a half, because this is in an hour and a half, um, then you can, they're going to be waiting and they're going to miss a flight because you're flying. So just try and bear that in mind and try and be here as close as you can. Um, and if that is the case, we would have to cancel the crime, because we're not going to wait 10, 12 hours just so that someone else can miss the crime for you to get back. And we'd probably be less likely to put you into crimes, because, I mean, it won't affect you that much, but, it helps us a lot. And that's how it works. Now, you can, as travelers, which is the base rank, click on here and plan, and you can put people into them. You can do that, but we are gonna we're probably gonna take charge with that. I mean, if you click here and you see there's loads of people, then go for it, put people in. But yeah, like I say, we're gonna take charge with that. Now, if you do click here and you see anyone's is ready to commit, please do commit it, because that does help out a lot, and we will see it. And if you're proactive with that, it's better. So that's how crimes work. Now let's move on. I want to quickly go over upgrades, just because we're already on almost 7 minutes here. So respect is the currency for factions. So without respect, you can't do anything. Now you start with 5,000 respect, and as you can see, I've earned 331 from chains. Now I will explain. I will explain chains in the next video, because chains are very, very, very important, and we will need quite a few of you guys to chain on a regular basis, at least once a week, at least, and hopefully even twice a week in the beginning. When we unlock the 100 chains, I'll explain this in the chain video, but when we unlock the 100 chains, it's fine. You can do it once a week, but for now, we are going to need people doing it at least once a week, maybe twice. We do it every single day. Me and Merle pop a Xanax every single day and do a chain each every day, twice a day actually. And if you do one for us, we will provide a Xanax, unless you're super rich and you don't need one. Okay, so the chains. You start off with 5,000. I first off bought the capacity to 10. As you can see, it's the only one you can buy at first. I then went on to buy the 15 and then bought the chain. Now, this is the most important thing for any faction to unlock straight away. Otherwise, the only way to gain respect is through this. And as you can see, the maximum really we can do is like 7 to 10 right now with 3 people, because no one's crime is that high, or even 3 to 5. So 3 to 5 every 48 hours is terrible. So yeah, so we've unlocked this. Now the next thing we're going for is the 25 chain. As you can see, we're not far off it. We're only about 700 off it. So I'm going to do a chain in a minute to show you on the chaining video. And hopefully you guys will understand how to chain, and then I'll do a chain later. Merle will do a chain now and later. So hopefully we should only be about 350 off the time you start chaining. Yeah, so just to explain the upgrade really quick, we're going to go 25, then we're going to go to 50, then we're going to unlock the next maximum capacity, and then I think I'm going to pause there for a second. Then we're going to go to weapons armory unlock, and I'll explain why in a second. Then we're going to stop that there, and then we're going to save up and start getting the travel bonuses. And I think we're going to go to about 3 on the travel bonuses and then unlock the 100 chain. So the reason why I'm going to unlock armory next is because we're going to give benefits, which I'll show over here. We're going to give benefits to those who are proactive with the faction. Because you guys don't have to OC and you don't have to chain with us. Most factions will say you have to do at least a chain a week, but I'm going to say you don't have to do any of that, as we are a new faction. Maybe in 4 months down the line, when we are quite established, you might start having to do it. You might not, I'll decide then, but for now, don't worry about that, because we don't give many benefits. If you don't, you will unlock these benefits, because these are faction-wide, these are universal. It doesn't matter if you are chaining or aren't or are doing the crimes, it doesn't matter. You will unlock these no matter what. So the way we've planned it is to reward players who are chaining and are proactive with the crimes and are actually active in the faction by giving them one of the best set of armors and weapons we can. So if I go to items, the Enfield, the not X, what am I saying, X? The QSC and the diamond bladed knife, and then all the combat gear. All of this probably goes for 35 million for all those. So we are going to be buying probably 10 sets of this over probably a month period, really. 10 sets of this so that you guys can use them. Now, I do have to point out, don't think that you can just steal them and go. You can't. It's on a loan basis, so I'll show you over here real quick. So it'd say here, when we unlock it on the weapons tab, loan or give. So you can't have access to give, it'll just say loan to you. And then you can click loan, or I can loan it to you specifically. And then the only way to give it back, you can keep it for as long as you like. The only way to give it back is if you click return or you leave the faction, then it automatically comes back to us. So yeah, that's how we're gonna basically reward players who are proactive with chains and are helping a lot. We won't be able to do this for probably 2-3 weeks because we are needing to unlock the other chains before we unlock that, but in about 2 or 3 weeks we will reward you guys with this thing. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit on capacity. The more people we have, the better, obviously, because if we've got 100 people in our faction, all it takes is 5 to 8 of those to chain to hit the 25 or 50 mark. And that's even with natural energy for the 25 mark. Well, it's 7 actually with the natural energy to hit 25 because it's 625 energy total. So that's why I'm trying to get up to a 20 or even a 25 capacity after I've got up to the 50 chain, because that'll be so important. If we can get more people into the faction, then it'll be easier on everyone to be able to do chains. And then if that's the case, then we could even plan 2 chains a week where like 7 people do one chain and 7 people do the other, and that still leaves a good chunk of people. That still leaves like 12-13 people who aren't chaining each week. So I want it to be as relaxed as I can, really. Don't worry about this territories. This is obviously, like I say, when we get into the wars and stuff like that. So that's going to be well down the line. Now I will explain what we want to do. So first we are going to go into the travel. Because as you'll know, when you hit level 15, traveling is one of the biggest things that anyone would do. This is like the sole money maker at level 15, really, to be honest with you, because you start with 15 travel capacity. That's your standard. Then you can go up to 19 with a large suitcase, but that does cost 10 million, but it's so worth it. And then obviously we can offer you extra travel capacity up to 10. And a job can offer you extra. I think my job actually does offer me extra. Let me have a look. Yeah, so extra 2 travel capacity. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I want you guys to know how important these things are. If you fly to UAE, you get camel plushies. You fly back. It's a 6-hour round trip, but you're making 60,000 profit per camel plushie. So if we have plus 10 capacity in the faction, you're making plus 600,000 profit just from being in our faction. But even if we only have 1 or 2, it's still plus, 60 to 120,000 each trip like you wouldn't have before. Now I know 6 hours sounds like a long round trip, but that's if you just want to do that 1 or maybe even 2 of those a day. That's what I started doing at level 15. So yeah, that's like the the bulk of this, really. I mean, we are going to increase some of this hunting stuff if you are interested in hunting, and don't worry about reduced travel fees, they're low anyway. Offshore banking we are going to increase, and of course one of the biggest is reduced rehabilitation costs, but this is going to be, as you can see, well down the line, so I wouldn't worry about this anytime yet. You can unlock a second branch, as you can see, when we've hit 20 upgrades in this, which shouldn't be too hard to do. We're going to go up to here and then start upgrading these ones. So once we've hit 20, we're going to go ahead and change. Now this is what we kind of want our faction to focus on a little bit further down the line. And I'll explain why now. So it's crimes. So I will make a chain video straight after this and upload it. And I will make a crimes video straight after the chain video and upload it. I need to get them uploaded today, both of them. Because I want you guys to really watch them all And I know the 15-minute videos, and I know they take a while, but it really, really does help the faction, and it will help you as a player, and they are just really important videos, to be honest. That's why I'm making them, to help you guys out. So, as you can see, we can provide the skill gain and crime experience boost all the way up to a 25% boost. Now, this is very important because it'll make it very, very easy to be able to level up on those early levels, and obviously it's 25% easier even on the later levels, so it's better all around. It'll knock a 25% off grind off of your crime grind. So, and then this is the most important one, maximum nerve. Now, I will explain this in the crimes video because we are at 16 minutes, but just to show, we can have a maximum of 40 nerve, which is insane. As you can see, I've been playing for 3 years and I'm on 51 nerve total. So if we could get to a maximum of 40 extra nerve, that would be insane. So yeah, we are going to work on the flying one, and then when we unlock the next one, we're going to work on this. Now, don't worry, we don't lose the flying privileges. We are going to leave them there. We can change them if we want, but we're not going to. We want to leave them there. So yeah, crimes will come probably in a few months down the line, because we are going to have to take a while to upgrade all of this stuff now. I thought I'd explain the controls really quickly. This is the cash balance here, as you can see. I've got 500,000 in there, and let me just give you an example of what happens if I send myself money. If I click give, this goes to 499,999. So as you can see, if you guys do upload money, this is a live calculator of how much you've uploaded. So it is trustworthy. You don't need to worry about that. And whenever we send you money, it does come out of your balance. So, you know, don't worry about you getting scammed or us getting scammed. Keep an eye out for newsletters. This is a place that we can pay bonuses to people, so we can choose whoever we want to pay to. Type in the money and click pay, and they will get paid. And yeah, that's pretty much it all. I am going to rejig the benefits of each rank, and I'm going to create extra ranks so you guys know what's what with this. So I'll come back and I'll take a screenshot and send you a screenshot of this at a later date, just in case anyone wants to know. But yeah, that's pretty much everything with the faction. The next video will explain chaining and the respect a little bit more in depth, so it's not going to be too long of a video, but yeah, thank you for watching.